All right, afternoon, y'all. So, going back over the piecewise functions today. So, I'm going to do a little recap with y'all on that. This is number. I'm going to try and work through number 5, 6, and 7, I believe. Well, hang on, I'll go all the way through number 8 there. So, here's the idea. So, a piecewise function is a function made up of two or more functions. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take each one of these, and I'm going to graph them on my plane here. So I have y equals negative 5 halves x minus 1. So I'm going to go over here and graph it. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, run 1. I'm sorry, run 2. All right, so there's my first line. My second line is going to be y equals x plus 2. So, we'll tell you what, before I even go as far as to graph the second one, let's just work on this domain restriction. So, I've got x is less than 2. So, what that means is I'm going to go find 2 on my x-axis, which is right here. I'm going to follow it down until I hit my line. So, I'm going to put an open circle there. The reason I put an open circle is because it's a less than 2. If it had been less than or equal to 2, then I would have put a solid dot. But now in this case, it's a hollow dot. So I want to see this graph from from x2 back. So this part of the graph means nothing to me anymore. It's gone. So that's my first line. So now my second one is x equals x. I'm sorry, y equals x plus 2. Oh, Lord. So we got 2. Rise 1, run 1. So we've got this line here. Okay, so there's that line. I want to see everything from x is equal to like greater than 2, but not itself. So 1, 2. So I'm going to follow it up here, and also this is a greater than symbol, but no equal to under it. So that means I want to have an open circle there. So I want to see all greater than 2. So that means from here to the right. So that means this part of the graph I care nothing about. So I'm looking at this. So I want to figure out my domain. My domain of this thing is going to be coming from a negative infinity all the way up to 2. And I'm going to put a parentheses there because I'm not actually including 2 as part of my domain. And then I'm going to be the union of, and then I'm going to pick up, it's going to be 2 to a positive infinity. And the reason I'm doing that, because this point right here is also on the x equals 2 line, but I'm not actually including it, and then I'm carrying on that way with my domain. So this right here represents that on your domain. Now, your range is your lowest point. So lowest to highest, right? So my lowest point is -6. So since it has the hollow dot there, I'm not going to include -6. So I'm going to say parentheses, -6, comma, and I'm going to keep going and going and going and going and going and going to infinity. So infinity. Give me a second right here. Let me. Okay. All right. So that's number 5. So let me get my eraser here. Let's move on to number 6. So number 6 actually has 3 in here. What if I can zoom that? I don't guess I can. All right, so number 6. Oh, I want to have a compound in here. Okay, great. All right, so I have g of x is -1, so -1. So it's a line that looks like this. And I only want to see from -5 back. So I'll go x, so here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so follow that. So right here and back. So I don't care anything about that. Because, and reason being, so solid dot because of the equal to, -5, so back to x-axis at -5, and I want to see everything less than that. So my second inequality, not inequality, I'm sorry, equation, -x minus 3. So -3, 1, 2, 3. So I'm looking at this one. Okay, so now this is kind of a cool one here. So this is a compound inequality. So what this is saying is from -5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up here, so up here. So right here, it's going to be a hollow dot. This is going to go away. I'm going to go up to 1. So I'm going to go over here, x equals 1. I'm going to follow it down. And it's also going to be a hollow dot because of the less than there. And I'm going to erase it. So what I'm talking about is this right here is my domain now for this function. The third one, g of x equals 6. So we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're looking at a line that does this right here. So x is greater than or equal to 1. So here's 1, follow it up. It's greater than or equal to, so I include that. I want to see everything greater than that. So that means this goes away. Okay, so before I go any further, let me go back because I did that kind of quickly and sort of nonchalantly. Let me explain what this is meaning again. So this is saying -5 is less than x, and it's also saying x is less than 1. So think about it. If you were doing this like on a number line, you'll be looking at here's -5. So -5 is less than all the x values, which means it's an open circle going this way. And then if you had 1, so, x is less than 1. It would be this. It would be everything in between -5 to 1. So if you go over here, if you translate that over to your two-dimensional, think about this. Right here, that's 1. Back here is -5. So what it's saying is I want to see everything from -5 to 1 of this line. You know, this line did continue this way forever, but I only want to see the piece from -5 to 1. That's what I care about. So that's what that's saying right there. Okay, so let me erase this. Go back to here. So when I want to read my domain of this thing, so I read left to right. So I'm coming from a -infinity. I'm coming from -infinity. So there's a continuation right here. There's no gap. So it's going to come from this way. There's no gap right here because that's going to pick up right there. And it's going to go to positive infinity. So you can read that like that. You could also write it, as that, all real numbers symbol. That's just as well. Let me see if I can move that over just a fuzz. Like that. There we go. Maybe that'll help a little bit. The range. So my lowest point, looks like you can see that there. My lowest point here is down here. So we're looking at So that's negative 4. My highest point is 6. Okay, so that's 6. So I'm from negative 4 to 6. Negative 4 to 6. Now, actually, what we're gonna see here. Check this out. So I go from negative 4, and I'm following up. But look at all this gap right here. There's a lot of weirdness going on here. So I have from negative 4 all the way up to y equals 2 union, and then right here y equals 6. That's kind of weird to think about, because think about this, there's no continuation of any graph in this general area right here, so it's kind of like you're from here to here. There's all sorts of stuff here. Then it stops, so there's nothing, and all of a sudden, boom, you pick right back up, and there's 6. So that's how you would do number 6. That was a little tricky. That's kind of some advanced, not advanced, but some stuff you really have to pay attention to and have a good understanding of how domain and range are read. So moving on to number 7. I'm gonna try to make sure I don't put this in that little. Let's see. I think we're good there. All right. So number 7 right here. Move my little here a little bit. Move it over just a little. Move that over just a little. Ah, there we go. Good. All right. So y equals 2x. So 1. Okay, so my first line, they're saying everything from negative 2. So go back here, negative 2, follow it down. So we're talking right here. So close dot. I want to see everything from here back. So that means all of this is gone. For here, so that was done. So negative x minus 1. So down here. Okay. So from negative 2 to 4. So from negative 2, that's going to be an open circle. We erase that to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so down here, that's another open circle. So there's my second one. And then y equals negative 3. So 1, 2, 3. So that would be a line going. That would be a line going all the way across like this, right? But I'm picking up here at 4. So 4, a solid dot, and I want to see everything this way. So all of this. There's your piecewise function. So your domain of this. So this, okay, that right there is going on forever. So your domain is coming from a negative infinity. There's no break here, so it's going to be continuous. Here, continuous, boom, to infinity. Your range. So your range is going to come from a negative infinity up to 1 on the y-axis, but see how it's got the hollow dot? That means that you're going to have a 1 and a parentheses. Okay, so that right there is piecewise functions. Just kind of just an extra little practice with them. That goes right along with your other paper. I left number 8 off intentionally because I want you to try that yourself and dig into it a little bit. I will try to get another video up here soon talking about some context for these, because these are just going over the basic rudiments of how a piecewise is put together, how to read domain and range of one. So just basic things like that. So I'll probably try to post a video here soon about how to actually put context in this. So hope that helps you out a little bit, and happy studying. Y'all grab me.